This is VFL Weekly Wrap. This is Round 12 preview. Now, Friday night at Frankston. A good game here. Frankston against Footscray, 7:35 p.m. Another night game for Frankston. Frankston are 5-4, just outside the top 10. Footscray, they're 6-3. They've won 4 of their last 5 games. They were impressive last week at Coburg. It's a small ground. It'll suit Frankston, but Footscray, depending how much players are available, because they're playing the AFL Thursday night, so there's a good chance that those emergencies will be available. I just think Footscray have got far too many weapons for Frankston. Frankston have been up and down this year. I think Footscray should win this game. Now, Saturday, this is a game I'm going to at Chirnside Park. 11:35 a.m, so it's an early kickoff. Werribee Geelong. Werribee have only won 2 of their 5 home games this year, so they have struggled at home. And they've lost their last 2 at home. Geelong, they're 1 win, 4 losses away from home, but they've lost their last 4 away games. Werribee were awful last week. Geelong got a morale boosting win, but it wasn't convincing. Like, this ain't going to be a pretty game to watch. 2 teams badly out of form. Werribee just losing so many players. They had 2 late withdrawals. Hudson Groney and Lohman. So they've fielded 16 debutants this year alone. 16. They've lost so many players to the AFL. They've had retirees. Now, this team is getting decimated right now. But having said that, I expect Werribee to win this game, but this could be a real ugly, sort of low-scoring contest. I wouldn't be surprised if Geelong get them, but Werribee got far too much to play for. They lose this game, Werribee, I think they're done. They need to win. Other games at Moorabbin at 12:05 p.m. Sandringham against Southport. This should be an interesting game. I think it might be high scoring. Sandringham were winless in the last 5 games. Southport have won their last 3. Southport probably the best team in it. I expect them to easily beat Sandringham. Sandringham have been disappointing. Now at 2:05 p.m. at Arden Street, North Melbourne play Port Melbourne, the 2 Melbourne teams. North Melbourne have won the last 3, and they're 3 wins and 1 loss at Arden Street. Port Melbourne, up and down. They had to bye last week. I expect North Melbourne to win comfortably. Well, I say comfortably, probably 3, 4, 5 goals. Port Melbourne getting indifferent results. I can sort of see an upset here. It could happen. But North Melbourne's just playing far too well at the moment. They should win this. Also at 2:05 p.m. at Coburg City Oval, Coburg against Box Hill. Coburg are 3 wins, 2 losses at home. Box Hill won 4 of the last 5. They are the top team right now, Box Hill. Coburg were disappointing last week. I expect Box Hill to win this game. They are far too good. They've got too many weapons. They're too good for Coburg. This will be good scalp for the Burgers if they can win this, but I just don't see it. I think Footscray exposed them last week, and Box Hill will probably do much the same this week. Saturday night at North Port Oval at 7:10 p.m, the TV game, Casey against Essendon. Casey are in great form. They've won their last 3. Essendon have lost their last 3. They've lost 5 of their last 6. They have been decimated by injury. There's no way Casey's going to lose this game. They should win this game quite comfortably. Enough said of that. It's the Sunday games. This is a good game. Brisbane against GWS at 12:05 p.m. at Ipswich. Brisbane are 4 wins, 1 loss at home. GWS won their first 6, lost 3 in a row, and then beat up on the Bull Ants last week. Well, apparently Brisbane had a few out for emergencies for the AFL game. That's why Williamstown belted them up there last week. I think Brisbane should win. GWS only beat the Bull Ants. I'm not convinced by this team yet. I think Brisbane up there too strong. And the last game, the 8th and final game of the week, it's Northern Bull Ants against Carlton at Princess City Oval at 2:05. Carlton have won 3 of the last 4. They're in good form. They haven't been convincing. Well, Bull Ants, what can you say? Haven't won a game this year. They have lost their last 19 games in the VFL. Their last win was in actually the same fixture last year, round 10, against Carlton on the same ground. But Carlton haven't been smashing teams either, so I expect Bull Ants to be competitive in this game, but really, I think Carlton will win. Maybe 5-6 goals, maybe. We'll just hope that Bull Ants can be competitive. 5 teams have the bye. That is my review for round 12. Hope it's a good one. See you next time.